This video is brought to you by the Roll for Combat Actual Play podcast and their new Agents of Edgewatch adventure, and by the Deck of Many and their Hecna campaign book on Kickstarter now. Hello and welcome back to The Gallant Goblin. I'm Theo, and today we're taking a look at some of the supplementary material for Humblewood, which is the 5e campaign setting and adventure book from our sponsor, the Deck of Many. Before their sponsorship of our channel, I backed their Humblewood Kickstarter to receive this box set full of fun material. Recently, they also sent us this. I believe this is a Kickstarter exclusive. It's called the Alderheart box set. Today, we're going to take a look at everything in each of them, plus a couple of other Humblewood goodies. And don't worry, most of the stuff that's in this box is available a la carte on their website now as well. We reviewed the book also recently, and you can see that video by clicking that little eye in the corner of your screen or in the video description down below. Now, there's a lot of Humblewood stuffs out there, and even in 2 videos, I'm not going to be able to cover all of it. But before we jump into these box sets, Grady's new level 20 adventure Kill Ball is out now. It's an over-the-top mini campaign that will take you to all corners of the multiverse to meet some of the most important NPCs in D&D history before sending your party to take out a god. It's jam-packed with new mechanics, original art, magic items, role-playing guides for those big D&D personalities, and more. I'm so proud of it, and if you want to shake things up with a level 20 adventure, I think you'll dig it too. Check out Kill Ball on dmsguild.com. You can find that link in the video description below. Now let's talk about Humblewood. Here's what comes in the main Humblewood box set. You get the book, standard reference cards, maps, and standees. You can still get this box set at humblewood.com for $79.99. The Alderheart box set included those same items, but added a pack of 20 Humblewood coins, a pen, a set of Humblewood dice, and a Fabric World map. It also replaced the regular edition book with this nice foil embossed special edition cover and box. The Alderheart box set hasn't been available since the Kickstarter that I've seen, but several of the items inside, like the dice and the pen, are available separately on the Deck of Many's web store. Let's take a closer look at everything and a few of those extra add-ons. Okay, I'm standing up so you know we're about to look at some maps. First, we have this colorful, single-sided cloth map of Humblewood. It's about 12 by 20 inches. You can see just plain on the back. It's included in the Alderheart Special Edition set. I think this would look quite nice framed and put up on my wall back here with some of my Beetle and Grimm's maps. Next, we have the same map. These are the ones that are included in the regular box set. These are all on this very heavy paper stock that has a glossy finish on it. This one is, again, 12 by 20 inches, and it's the map of Humblewood. It's identical to the cloth map I just showed you, and it's the same size, and again, it's blank on the back. There you go. Next, we have our 18 by 12 inch map of the town of Winnowing Reach. That's on the first side. On the back, we have a vertical map of the Avium Learning Center. Next is a 16 by 16 inch map that has the bandit camp on one side, if you can see here. And on the back, you have Eliza's Emporium. And these 2 maps are pretty generic. I think that you could probably use them again and again in your various adventures. Here we have a 16 by 16 inch map with Susan's hut. It's in a swamp, and it's on the first side here. And on the back, you have what's called the Inner Keep, featuring some dark, cavernous terrain. Here we go. And then we get into our big maps. Here's a 24 by 24 inch map with a secret laboratory on one side. If you can see it, it's a little dark. And on the back, you have the Mock Den Caverns. And again, these 2 maps are fairly generic. You could probably reuse them in other settings, other campaigns, but they are, of course, based on encounters that occur in the Humblewood campaign. And our last map is 24 by 24 inches and has, quote, the final battle on one side, featuring like a forest path leading into a molten wasteland. And on the back, we have the map of the great city of Alderheart. There you go. It's beautiful, isn't it? So again, some of these maps are gridded battle maps where you can be able to use your minis and have battles, and you could probably reuse them in other adventures. And others are, like this one, ungridded location maps that are tied into the important Humblewood points of interest. And you'll need to kind of stack some heavy books on these for a little while to get them nice and flat before you use them so that the minis and the standees don't slide around. But it's very convenient to be able to fold them back down when you're done so you can store them back in your box when you're all finished. Here we have a nice set of orange and yellow marbled plastic dice. It includes the usual dice you would expect, a D20, a D12, 2 D10s, a D8, 4 D6s, and a D4. They arrive in this cute canvas drawstring sack with the Humblewood logo. They're available now for $14.99. Speaking of the Humblewood symbol, we also have this little pin that you can wear on your jacket or lapel or attach to your satchel or book bag. It comes with a little push pin clutch. It'll run you $9.99. This little satchel holds your Humblewood coins. They're all the same size and have the same design on the front and back, but there are 3 different colors. There's 10 copper pieces, 5 silver pieces, and 5 gold pieces. With the tree on one side and the acorn on the back, they certainly fit the Humblewood theme, but they're generic enough that you can use them with a lot of your board games or other RPG adventures as well. Cardboard standees are a wonderful alternative to minis. They feature full-color art and are much easier to store. Paizo has been making standees for Pathfinder and Starfinder for ages, and with a game like Humblewood with this lovely art, standees are an excellent option. Here we have 57 medium 1-inch standees, 6 large 2-inch standees, 3 huge 3-inch standees, and 1 gargantuan 4-inch standee. They feature the same art on each side. A set of 20 bases are also included, and this should cover your needs for most any encounter you run in your Humblewood campaign with the creatures outlined in the book. Finally, we have our deck of 72 tarot-sized reference cards. These have the gorgeous Humblewood art on one side and the reference information you need on the other. This set includes cards for the monsters, NPCs, magic items, and spells from the Humblewood book. I love me some reference cards, and I put these to good use in my own Humblewood campaign. This set is $29.98 on the Humblewood.com web store. Now, I also picked up a couple of other add-ons during the Kickstarter campaign. These are also available on the Deck of Many web store. This is a deck of 10 animated spell cards for the new spells added in the Humblewood book. Just like the other animated spell cards which we reviewed previously in a video you can see by clicking that eye in the corner, these are waterproof, tarot-sized cards featuring 8 frames of lenticular animation on the front and the spell information on the back. These spell cards have the same information as the non-animated ones from earlier, but are just much cooler because they're animated. Oh, also, spell cards are useful not just so you can have the spell info handy, but you can also leave the card tapped in front of you during play to indicate that you're concentrating on a spell. I don't know. In my experience, spell concentration, ironically, is one of those things that's really easy to forget. This set of animated cards is $14.99. And finally, we have our Humblewood DM screen. The screen is composed of 4 vertical panels, just packed full of information in really small font. I love it. I really appreciate when my DM screens just make the most use out of the space available and give me everything I need to run a session. So let me turn it around and give you a closer look. There we go. So the first panel over here has your basic D&D information, such as actions that you can take during combat and your standard list of conditions. The second panel has your movement information, like jumping, falling, climbing, swimming, and crawling, plus information about cover and travel pace. And here's where we start to get some of our Humblewood specific information. We have all the common birdfolk abilities like gliding, wing flapping, and talons, plus a humble scratch cipher if you're making your players translate their written correspondence, and a list of quick NPC names. Panel 3 has our story-specific information, such as what the NPC Eliza maybe has for sale in her store, and what potions Susan might be brewing up. There's also a little loot table for random encounters in your Humblewood game. Your players may find things like a silver pine cone completely immune to fire damage, or a wooden frog that's perpetually slick with some kind of viscous moisture. Ugh. Our last panel over here gives us several random encounter tables to use throughout the different Humblewood environments. This is one of my favorite third-party DM screens out there. It's so full of information for both D&D and specifically for Humblewood. The only missing thing that jumps out to me is the Amaranthine religion. There's a table in the book that lists what gods go with which races and symbols, and that would have been really handy for me to have on the DM screen, but it's not really hard to reproduce that on my own. Otherwise, it's just a great DM screen as long as you can read small print. You can pick this up on their web store for $14.99. And that covers all the supplementary Humblewood stuffs that we have. If you take a look at humblewood.com, you can see that they also have tarot card deck boxes and card binders, several free digital downloads, including ones we talked about in our previous video, and 7 sets of minis. Again, you can see our full review of the Humblewood book by clicking the little eye in the corner of your screen. Many thanks to the folks at the Deck of Mini for sending us a lot of this material that you saw us review here today. Humblewood is just a ton of fun and a great playground to tell a story in. Having all this extra bling is just a wonderful bonus as well. You can pick and choose what makes sense for your group, but having so many options is a great thing to have. I'm running my Humblewood adventure online, so I'm super sad that I'm not really able to make great use out of all these cool things, but I'm making good use of the GM screen and the reference cards at least. Maybe I'll run another Humblewood adventure in person when that's a thing that we can do again. Until then, you can find all this stuff at humblewood.com, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start hearing more about the continuation of Humblewood in the near future. Let me know what you think of Humblewood in the comment section down below, especially if you're already playing in a campaign. Whenever I'm mentioning that I'm running a Humblewood campaign, anyone who knows about it seems to get really happy and wants to know more about it. It's just such a great setting that's been really well supported. The Deck of Mini is also sponsoring this video, as they do all our videos. Their Hekna campaign Kickstarter is ending very soon. Hekna is their next campaign setting book, featuring the dark and creepy carnival known as the Revelia. They're giving it the same deluxe treatment that they gave Humblewood. You can pick up the PDFs, or you can go all out with minis, GM screens, reference cards, standees, and more. There's also a free-to-download playtest document that you can check out the content of before you back the Kickstarter. We're going all in on the Kickstarter ourselves, and we'll give it the full video treatment like we did for Humblewood as soon as we receive it. Go check out the Hekna Kickstarter now before it ends at the link in the eye in the corner of your screen or in the video description down below. We also want to thank our new sponsor, the Roll for Combat podcast. I've been talking a lot about their new podcast, Agents of Edgewatch, but today I want to tell you a little bit more about their 3-ring adventure show. This is their playthrough of the Extinction Curse Pathfinder adventure path. They're almost finished with season 1 of the show, which covers the first book of the adventure path. If you enjoy role-play heavy adventures with some really neat character twists, this is a fantastic adventure to check out. And you get to see how the GM handles the characters running their own circus, which can be very informative if you'd like to do something like that in your own adventures. Check out Roll for Combat's 3-ring adventure on your podcasting app of choice or over at rollforcombat.com. Thank you for watching today. It's cliche, of course, but you can always help us out by clicking the little thumbs up button down below, subscribing to the channel, and sharing our videos with your friends. Join us over on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. I hope you're doing well and staying safe, and I'll see you next time at the Gallant Goblin.